We'll be looking at Rclone, a powerful cloud syncing program. This program is a command line tool and it supports many different cloud services, including Amazon S3, Backblaze, Google Drive, Dropbox, and so forth. We'll go to download and get the 64-bit version for Windows. This program is available for Mac and Linux as well. I already have this downloaded. We will extract the package. And I will copy these files onto the root of my C drive. Now I'll create a folder and just call it Rclone. And I will copy the package's contents there. Next, we want to be able to access Rclone in our command line. To do this, we'll go to our PC, go to Properties, and we will open the Advanced System Settings, and under Environment Variables, we will add the Rclone folder to our path. And click OK. Now we will right click and open the Windows terminal, and we should be able to use the Rclone command as shown here. Next, let's add a service. For this tutorial, I will be using Google Drive, and I'll show you how to access Amazon S3 as well. Let's clear this, and we will do Rclone config. We will add a new service. We can add a new service, set configuration password, or quick config. We'll say in for new remote or new service. We will give it a name. I will call this G Drive for Google Drive. And it gives us a list of various services. We're looking for Google Drive. And here it is, number 16. Notice that this also supports Google Cloud Storage as well. So we will use 16 and hit enter. We can provide a client ID. I'm just going to hit enter for the default. And we need to specify the access level of Rclone. We want full access, read-only access, and so forth. I will choose 1 for full access of all files. We can set the root folder. I will just use the default and hit default on these additional questions. We can edit more advanced options. I'll just say no and hit enter for the default. Do we want to auto config? We'll say yes for the default. And this will open our browser where we can log into Google and give Rclone access. And we'll say allow. We can close this tab. And now Rclone is set up with Google Drive. Do we want to configure a share team drive? We'll say no. Hit enter for the default. And we're okay with these settings, so we'll say yes. And we can quit out of this config. We can look at all of the services Rclone is connected to by using the command Rclone list remotes. And we see we have Google Drive connected. Let's go ahead and list some of the files in our Google Drive. We can do this by doing Rclone ls. We use lsf and D drive. This lists all the folders and files in my Google Drive. we wanted to go into, say, my DreTechSoft folder. Let's put some quotes around this, and we'll say DreTechSoft. And we see the files listed in this folder. Notice the command here, lsf list, along with the service and the path of the folder or file. Let's do this again, but let's look in our pictures folder. And we will use ls. And ls not only gives us the names of the files, but also the size. If we want a more readable size, we can just use the size command. And it gives us the total size of pictures. Or more specifically, a file like Bitmoji to PNG. And we see the size here. Now that we have Google Drive set up, let's go ahead and upload to Google Drive. I will copy this wallpapers folder into my pictures folder in Google Drive. To do this, we'll do Rclone copy, the copy command. We'll say wallpapers, and then G Drive, which is the service. We'll copy this to pictures, wallpapers. And you want to get in the habit of putting your destinations in quotes in case you use spaces. We'll hit enter on this, and you'll see those files get copied. If we do a list on pictures, we will see wallpapers and the pictures have been uploaded. Let's do an LSF to get a better look, and we see the wallpapers directory or folder. If we want to filter out just directories, we could also use LSD pictures, and we see wallpapers. Next, I'm going to upload the contents of this videos folder up to Google Drive. Let's do this again. We will say Rclone copy, say videos to G Drive, the videos. And this time I'm going to use the flag I. -I is interactive mode, and this will ask you whether you're sure you want to upload each file. Hit enter, and for the first file, it's asking us if we're okay with uploading this or we want to skip it. We'll say yes. We want to upload the sky and ocean, yes. And this last one, yes. And all of those files will be uploaded. It's complete. Let's do LSF on the videos. And that was a mistake because it's supposed to be uppercase. And we see those files uploaded to Google Drive. Now let's look at downloading. I've deleted those videos and wallpapers folders, so now they only reside on Google Drive. I'd like to download them now. We'll use the same copy command, but in reverse. We'll say Rclone copy, and we're going to use the flag or option -P. This will give us more detail as to what's happening when we run this command. We'll copy from G Drive, videos, and we're going to copy those files to C, users, 111 VM, desktop, and we'll create a videos folder and hit enter. And we can see the progress, and it's done. And when we open up our videos folder now, we have all of our videos. Let's look at moving files. In my videos folder on Google Drive, I have this sky and ocean file. I want to move it to the root of my Google Drive. We can do this with the move command. Just say rclone move. And from G Drive videos, we're going to be moving this file. And let me surround that in quotes. And we're just going to move it to G Drive itself, the root folder, and hit enter. And now if we do an ls on, we'll do an lsf on just the Google Drive, we should see the sky and ocean file at the root of our Google Drive. Let's go ahead and move it back into videos. So we'll move this file back to videos. And if we do an ls on the root again of our Google Drive, we see that that file is gone. And if we do an lsf on videos folder, we see that the sky and ocean video is back into the videos folder. Let's look at deleting files and folders. Let's go ahead and clear the screen. Two ways we can do this. We can use the delete command to delete a single file. So in our videos folder, let's do an lsf on that. Let's delete the sky and ocean file. We'll do rclone delete. And we're going to use the -i so that we get prompted whether we're sure we want to delete this. You want to get in the habit of using -i for commands like deleting. And we'll say D drive videos. And we want to delete this file. We enter. And it asks us if we're sure. We'll say yes. If we do an lsf on videos again, we will see that that file is now gone. Another command we can use is purge. Purge will delete everything in the folder and then delete the folder itself. So let's go ahead and purge the videos folder in our Google Drive. We'll use -i and we'll say enter. Are we sure we want to delete this? Say yes. And an lsf on Google Drive, we see videos is now gone. Let's look at making folders. Since we have Google Drive, we can make folders, empty folders, using the mkdir. We'll say rclone mkdir D drive, and we'll create that videos folder again. LSF. We'll see videos is back. Now this will not work. You will not be able to create empty folders on certain services such as Amazon S3 or Backblaze. Next, we will be looking at syncing. We'll be syncing our videos folder here with Google Drive. Now what does syncing mean? Syncing is going to mirror the contents of the source, in this case the videos folder, with the destination. And every time you use the sync command, it will update your cloud drive to match your local drive. This means if you delete something on your local drive, for example, if I deleted a file here and I synced it up with my Google Drive, it will also delete that file on Google Drive. Let's go ahead and run a sync. We'll say rclone sync. We're going to sync our videos with G Drive videos. I'm going to use the -P for progress. Hit enter. Let's run the LSF on videos, and we see that those files are there. Now I'm going to delete this sky and ocean file, and we're going to run this sync again. And run LSS, and we see that that file is now gone. The syncing feature is quite a powerful feature of Rclone. I've gone ahead and resynced my videos and brought back the sky and ocean video, and I'm going to show you how to mount a folder on Windows. This is yet another powerful feature of Rclone. We'll use the mount command. We'll say Rclone mount G drive videos, and I'm going to mount it to the letter Z and hit enter. Gives us an error. We need WinFSP. This is a dependency that we'll need to install in order to get the mounting to work. Let's go ahead and download that. Here's the website. We'll go ahead and download. Once installed, we can go back and run that command again. Service has been started, and if we go to our PC, we can see that the G drive videos is located in our network devices. And we see our videos coming directly off of Google Drive. The only issue with this is you'd have to manually open this up whenever you want to access your files, folders this way. I'll show you how you can have this start up as a service. If we then close this window, the drive disappears. I'll show you how to have that command run whenever you log in. But before I do that, I also want to show you how you can run the same command and have the drive, the folder, load as a network drive instead of a drive as a device. So for example, when we did this command last time, you notice how the drive, the folder acts as a device drive. We hit Control C on this to stop the service. If we use this command again with the flag network mode, you'll notice that it's now acting as a network location instead of a device. Let's kill this. And I'm going to copy this command. And we're going to now open up Task Scheduler, because I'm going to show you how you can have this start up automatically, so you don't have to manually do this all the time, to have a file, to have a folder open up. So we'll go to our Task Scheduler and we'll say Create Task. Well, actually, let's go ahead and create a basic task. And we'll call it Rclone. We'll have it start when I log on. And we want to run Rclone, so we're going to look for it in our Rclone folder, exe. And we're just going to copy our command, mount G drive Z network mode. And we'll say finished. And now, when I restart my PC, that command will run automatically. So let's test it out. And we see our service has automatically started as we logged in. And if we go to our My Computer, we see we now have access to our videos folder on Google Drive. Let's look at connecting to another cloud service. We'll connect to Amazon S3. We'll say Rclone config, and we will add a new remote. We'll call it S3. And we will look for Amazon S3. Not Amazon Drive, but number 4, Amazon S3. Hit 4, enter. And we'll hit AWS number 1. We'll hit enter for the default. And now we need to provide our access key. We need our access and secret keys. So I will now paste my access key. Hit enter. And then I will copy my secret key. And our region, I will select US East 2. Endpoint will be the default. And I will use East 2 again, number 2. Picking our region here. And the scope, in this case ACL, we'll just use full privilege, all control, so number 1. But if you wanted to do read only, you could do 2. I'll pick 1. And the server-side encryption, our storage class, you can choose the storage class. I'll choose the default. And whether we want advanced configuration, we'll say no. And we're fine with these settings. We'll say Y. And we'll quit. If we do Rclone list remotes, we now have Amazon S3. So now I could do Rclone LSF S3, and I have all my S3 buckets. And now we're connected to Amazon S3. Last thing I want to show you is how to find your Rclone configuration file. You can use Rclone config file command, and this will show you where your config file is. Just copy that. And here we have our config with all the configuration data that we specify for each remote service.